Let's talk about Indo-American relationship. Let's talk about Indo-American trade relationship. Let's talk about Trump and Modi relationship. While America is important, I don't dispute that. I don't dispute the diplomats who talks trade. I don't dispute them. What I'm trying to say is, while we need an America, we need more Americas. We need to have more clients. We need to hustle more. The globe is big. American farmers are rich. They produce, their quantum is huge. Their propensity, their financial strength to export and to export under all conditions, to export under all prices at whatever cost is very high, because that's the kind of produce they have. We've been talking about two great leaders coming together. Donald Trump has been very clear. And this is how a capitalist dhanda, a businessman talks. This is how a businessman talks. Donald Trump has been very clear. 25% to 18% laya. This is what we are doing. And in lieu of that, India will ensure that they buy more from us. Clear. I thought that was very crystal clear. Here, India mein Piyush Goyal, Narendra Modi, we seem to be talking about love and affection and leadership and great vision and all this. Kahan? Where do you see all that? This is pure quid pro quo. Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Let's talk about Indo-American relationship. Let's talk about Indo-American trade relationship. Let's talk about Trump and Modi relationship. In marketing, we say that never depend on one client for all your sale. Never do that. In fact, a company should never depend on another company for its survival. That itself is dangerous. That itself means that the company is not surviving. Because dependency on one company for all your profits, for all your expenses, for all your sales is disastrous. Number one. Number two is, when I say all, I don't mean that 100% of your sale is bought by that company, but bulk of your sale is bought. Bulk of your sale happened because of that company. This particular company which is manufacturing is in danger. The selling company is in danger. It's always the fact, and most of my marketing and sales professionals would agree to what I say. Somehow, we are in that similar situation. Whenever we talk about America, whenever I talk to bureaucrats, whenever I talk to diplomats, the first thing I am told is, Baba, listen, America is important. Why? They are such an important trade partner. We are supposed to sell our products to them. If you don't sell it to America, we will be in doldrums. Now, this is our attitude, and this is not now. This is not 14 years back, by the way. Let me also tell you that this is something that I've heard from at least from when I could remember things. That is 1990s, when I started working and started understanding corporate life. I realized most of the people used to tell me, "Hey, Baba, listen, America is very important. We have to sell to America." Now, no marketing person or salesperson will ever tell you that you should disregard a client. You should have all the respect for a client. We need every client. But the fact remains that we need more clients. We need more clients is so that we are not dependent on one client. Now, I want to juxtapose the same with America. While America is important, I don't dispute that. I don't dispute the diplomats who talks trade. I don't dispute them. What I'm trying to say is, while we need an America, we need more Americas. We need to have more clients. We need to hustle more. The globe is big. There are 200 other countries we can go to. We need to go to more countries and sell our products. Anyway, our good Prime Minister has visited close to 79 countries. So in his 97 foreign trips, his 79 countries that he has visited, we should be hustling to more countries, trying to sell our product, trying to establish trade with them. That's what we are supposed to do. Somewhere down the line, all these years, all these decades, why years, all these decades, we have been stuck. We have been very, very comfortable. And we have sat in that comfort zone where we have decided that we will sit and we will only, if America is giving us easy business, we are giving them produce. This has been something that's coming to bite us now. And that's, I think, what has happened. Now, since that topic is out of our way, now let us get into what happened recently. That is what happened now. The American president, Mr. Donald Trump, made a statement, and this is what the statement is. He said, "It was an honor to speak to Prime Minister Modi of India this morning. He is my greatest friend and a powerful and respected leader of his country. We spoke about many things, including trade and ending the war with Russia and Ukraine. He agreed to stop buying Russian oil straight off the bat. He said he agreed to stop buying Russian oil and to buy much more from the United States and potentially Venezuela. So to end Russian war with Ukraine, he is asking Modi to stop buying Russian oil. Chalo, I understand. Whether it is right or not is a different issue. I understand. Now what has that got to do with India buying more oil from United States and Venezuela? Ye kya hai? So are you using political references to sell your own product? I could not get the logic. Anyway, let me take it further. This will help end the war, like I told you, in Ukraine, which is taking place right now, with thousands of people dying each year and every year. Out of the friendship and respect for Prime Minister Modi, and as per his request, effective immediately, we have agreed to a trade deal between the United States of India, whereby the United States will charge a reduced reciprocal tariff, lowering it from 25% to 18%. They will likewise move forward to reduce their tariff and non-tariff barriers against the United States to zero. This is what Trump says. The Prime Minister also committed to buy American at a much higher level, in addition to over $500 billion of US energy, technology, agriculture, coal, and many other products. Our amazing relationship with India will be even stronger going forward. Prime Minister Modi and I are two people that get things done, something that cannot be said for most. Thank you for your attention to this matter." Look at the note. This note is crystal clear. Crystal clear. What is Trump saying? Trump is saying that I have reduced my tariff from 25%, which was not the tariff that we had in 2023, for instance. 25% happened recently. From 25%, which he increased, earlier on it was 4%. From 4%, he increased it to 25% and then reduced it to 18%. And he said, I've done big favor. Now, mind you, he's not saying that I'm doing it because of love for India or my great relationship with Mr. Narendra Modi. He's not saying all that. He's saying, he made very few things very clear. He said, India has agreed to stop Russian oil. Whether it's right or wrong or truth or false is a different issue. We will debate that. But he says we have agreed to stop buying from Russia. He says we will buy more of America. He says we will buy more of Venezuela. He says we will allow America to sell energy, America to sell agriculture, which is the most important thing. He says we will charge zero tariff. Whether that is right or wrong, that is debatable. But he said it in his note. The point that I am trying to make, his note is conditional. Reducing tariff from 25% to 18% is not unconditional. According to at least this note, it is very conditional. And he has enumerated those conditions in his note. Okay. Now let us go to Mr. Narendra Modi's tweet. Mr. Modi says, wonderful to speak with my dear friend President Trump today. Delighted that Made in India products will now have a reduced tariff of 18%. Big thanks to President Trump on behalf of 1.4 billion people of India for this wonderful announcement. When two large economies and the world's largest democracy work together, its benefits are people and unlocks immense opportunities for mutual benefits and cooperation. President Trump's leadership is vital for global peace, stability, prosperity. India fully supports its effort and peace. I look forward for working closely with him and taking our partnership to the unprecedented heights. The reason I read it so fast is because, listen, here Mr. Modi just agrees to the fact that 25 से 18% में लेके आया. From 25% we have got it down to 18%. That's all he agrees to. Then he talks about unprecedented heights and lovely relationship and great relationship and leadership and all that, which is fine, which is all good words. The fact remains that the earlier one, Trump says, I bought it down, but these are my conditions. And based on these riders, he didn't say these are my conditions. He says, I'll be very clear, Baba. I don't want to, mislead anybody. But he says, these are the conditions under which we bought it down. Very clearly. And Modi says he's bought it down, but he's not willing to either agree or disagree to whatever Trump has said. So this is the first thing I want you to notice. And the first thing I want you to understand. Trump, Modi. Two statements made in a gap of a couple of hours. Okay, now let's go further. Of course, people objected. A lot of us, even including me, I said, listen, agriculture, farmer distress is our biggest problem. Something that we have been shouting and howling and talking for years. There is a farmer problem. We need to ensure that we need to take care of our farmers. We need to protect our farmers. We need to protect our people who put food on our table. We have been talking about it. And here, you're opening markets in the agricultural sector. Now, a lot of people spoke. A lot of people questioned. At that point in time, Piyush Goyal came and made this statement where he said that congratulations to Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and the President real Donald Trump, as well as real Donald Trump. That's there. I'm reading a tweet, so that's the way. As well as to people of India and the United States on the landmark trade agreement. This reflects the power of two like-minded, fair trading democracies working together for shared prosperity. Imagine fair trading democracy. Our tariff was increased to 25%. We bought oil from Russia, which others also bought, but we bought. So it was increased to 50% randomly. At that point in time, we all said what is going on. And here, our minister calls it fair trading democracy. It's very good. So here we are, grateful to PM Narendra Modi and President Donald Trump for their visionary and decisive leadership and strong commitment to strengthening India-US ties. This unlocked the power of two large democracies working together for the shared prosperity of their people. Both India and US are natural allies. Our partnership will co-create technologies, co-develop solutions, and work together for peace, growth, and brighter future for India and US. This agreement unlocks unprecedented opportunities for farmers, MSMEs, and entrepreneurs, skilled workers to make in India for the world, design in India for the world, and innovate in India for the world. It will help India get technology from US. Now, this is what we have been saying. We've been talking about two great leaders coming together. Donald Trump has been very clear. And this is how a capitalist dhanda, a businessman talks. This is how a businessman talks. Donald Trump has been very clear. 25% to 18% laya. This is what we are doing. And in lieu of that, India will ensure that they buy more from us. Clear? I thought that was very crystal clear. Here, India mein Piyush Goyal, Narendra Modi, we seem to be talking about love and affection and leadership and great vision and all this. Kahan? Where do you see all that? This is pure quid pro quo. You buy more of my products, I give you better tariff in my country. Simple as that. I understand that. Now, this is where it stands. The problem, the reason I am reading all this is to kind of give us a sense as to where is this trade deal actually heading to. Where is this trade deal actually heading to? Most importantly, what I am bothered about, and I'm really, really bothered about, is whether this trade deal is going to cause problems to our agricultural sector. Our agriculture sector, we couldn't do much good for them. At least I was hoping that we don't do any bad to them. And that's precisely why I have this editorial. Now, let me go to Secretary Brooke Rollins. Let me read a tweet out from Secretary Brooke Lawrence. Now, just to let you know, Brooke Lawrence is US's 33rd Secretary of Agriculture of course, in the Trump administration. Now, Secretary Brooke Rollins says, thank you, Trump, for once again delivering for our American farmers. I repeat, thank you, Trump, for once again delivering for our American farmers. New US-India deal will export more American farm products to India's massive market, lifting prices and pumping cash into rural America. Very clearly, hear this out. In 2024, America's agricultural trade deficit with India was 1.3 billion. India's growing population is an important market for American agricultural produce. And today, India's deal will go a long way to reducing this deficit. Deficit matlab, America buys 1.3 billion more of our agricultural products than what we buy from them. So the trade deficit between India and America is to the advantage of India today, which is to the tune of 1.3 billion. Now she says with this new trade agreement or this new agreement, it will bridge. Matlab, India will buy more of agricultural products from America. Doesn't this give an impression that they are very sure that this trade deal we are agreed to allow American products to come into India? We are agreed to sell in American agricultural products in Indian market. Isn't that kind of very clear? Now, let's understand the problem. The problem is that American farmers are rich. They produce, their quantum is huge. Their propensity, their financial strength to export and to export under all conditions, to export under all prices at whatever cost is very high because that's the kind of produce they have. Imagine if that is going to compete with our local Indian farmer who has half an acre of land and he and his entire family eats out of that land. Our Indian farmer is weak. Our Indian farmer doesn't have that wherewithal, that money to stand against an American product. An American produce that comes and gets dumped into India. He will not be able to stand, and what happens? American products will rule the roost. End of the day, Indian farmer who is already in distress will go in more distress. Now, let me also explain. You see, let's talk about US-India trade deal. Now, from 2020, US-India trade deal has always been in India's favor, like what the secretary said. It has always been in India's favor. 2020, we had India, the trade balance was in India's favor of $3,480 million. 2021, $4,500 million. And 2024, $3,833 million. And 2025, $3,060 million. So it has always been in India's favor. But one thing which we need to be very clear about, even now, US exports have been growing. You see, there are few things that out of the many things that we import, the most important things that we import from United States to India are tree nuts, ethanol, soya bean oil, cotton. Now, the growth of tree nuts has been 32%, which means America has been selling 32.2% more of tree nuts to India over 2024 and 2025. Ethanol down by minus 3.7%. Soya bean oil has gone up by 105.37%. These are things that we should be really bothered about. Cotton, mind you, cotton 95.5%. 2024, they exported $209 million of cotton to India, and 2025, January, November, they exported $377.90 million to India. So cotton itself, US exports to India has gone up by 95.5%. Do you understand what I mean? If cotton is dumped into India, farmers, especially from Maharashtra, will have a bad time. If soya bean is dumped into India, again, farmers, especially again from Maharashtra, will have a bad time. My problem is, these are sectors we need to protect. We can't open these sectors unless and until we are very sure. And the government needs to be mindful of that. I am not therefore sitting here and saying that everything is a disaster, everything, the government has opened it. I am not. I am still willing to believe the government of India. I plead to the government of India. Please be careful when it comes to agriculture. Please be careful when you are opening up agricultural markets. Please be careful when you are importing agricultural product, especially from America. And Mr. Goel in Lok Sabha, where he said that I wish to reiterate to this august house that India's core sensitivities in food and agriculture have been fully safeguarded. Equally, this partnership will unlock new opportunities for MSMEs, entrepreneurs, skilled workers, and industry, enable access to advanced technologies, and support India's vision to make in India for the world, designed in India for the world, and innovate in India for the world. So all these are good words. I only hope and pray that Mr. Piyush Goyal and Mr. Modi and the rest of the cabinet ensures that farmers' interests are taken care of. By the looks of it, America is very bullish about entering into India's agricultural sector, the food sector. America is very bullish. At least that's what it looks like. Now, it's imperative that we protect our own market. Most importantly, we protect our own farmers, because that's something that is our responsibility. That's the point I want to make. And that's my editorial today. Till I see you next time, that's tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Namaskar.